Don't need any more nigger big shots.
Kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent. I'm not joking.
Do you support gay marriage?
No, Barack Obama nor I support redefining from a civil side what constitutes marriage. We do not support that.
This clip, a young girl catches Biden's attention. He then asks the 6-year-old girl if she's 17.
How old are you, 17? Oh, 6.
Face before her mother draws attention to the camera. Then strokes her hair and kisses her again. He then grabs on her face and hair again.
Already have a nigger mayor, we don't.
Off, tear down this wall.
What is your message to Black Lives Matter protesters who are demanding to tear this down, and they are basically...
I say the Black Lives Matter people are full of shit. And the reason I say they're full of shit, because their money ain't saying Black Lives Matter. You coming out here, you want to tear down statues, but how much of this black history of DC do you really know? If Black lives really matter. You know, how much of this history have you tried to learn about Washington, D.C.? Because we got black history that's dying on the vine, sir, right here in Washington, D.C. So if black lives really matter, what does your money say?
Do you think that it's true that most of these...
And
You can't kill an idea, but ideas can kill you. What if I told you that this has all happened before? The riots, the violence, church burning, attacks on police, destruction of private property, all in the name of equality. What is the deadliest thing mankind has ever encountered in world history? Is it disease? Famine? Nuclear weapons? Not even close. By sheer body count, it's an idea. This is the story of the deadliest virus in the world. Communism. The year is 1848. Europe is burning. Political upheaval leads to mass violent riots in over 50 countries. Buildings burn, shops are looted, and national militias are called in to quell the mob. Sound familiar? This year, an obscure socialist named Karl Marx publishes the Communist Manifesto. The Communist Manifesto outlines how to destroy capitalism and usher in communism through the means of socialism. To accomplish this goal, the manifesto pits two groups against each other based on their identity: bourgeois versus proletariat, essentially business owners versus the workers of that business. See, identity hatred is the key component that makes communism work. The history of all hitherto existing society is the history of class struggles, Marx writes. Today, we would call this identity politics. The principle is the same. Define people by their groups and pit them against each other with a perceived injustice, and then violence. Marx embraces violence. He calls for the forcible overthrow of all existing social conditions, and for the common ruin of the classes. What we are left with after this violent class warfare is a communist state. Marx spells out plainly what this looks like. Complete state ownership of your life. No private property. High taxes, government control of communications and media, government jobs for workers, government income for all workers, mandatory government education, and government that supersedes the church in power. These are the programs that the left is pushing today, nearly 200 years after the writing of the Communist Manifesto. And they're using identity politics and, yes, violence to do it. Remember, this is about power and control. In 1917, Marx's ideas got their big shot. Vladimir Lenin was a Russian Marxist living in exile in Switzerland during World War I. Lenin believed wholeheartedly in communism and saw the Russian political upheaval during the war as his shot to create a communist state. Shockingly, when Lenin asked the German military for passage to Russia in the midst of a war between the two countries, Germany enthusiastically said yes. The Germans treated Lenin and his communism as a deadly weapon to be used against their Russian enemy, a virus to infect the opponent and cripple them. The Germans agreed to transport Lenin across the front lines into Russia, but only via a sealed train, so Lenin and his virus could not break out into Germany. Unleashing the deadly weapon of communism on the Russian people was a horrifically effective tactic. As soon as Lenin arrived in Russia, he began to employ identity politics and social justice as a potent tool in his civil war. Lenin told his armed revolutionaries in 1918, "Comrade, hang, and I mean hang so that the people can see. Not less than 100 known rich men. Do this so that for hundreds of miles around the people can see, tremble, know, and cry. They are killing and will go on killing." Lenin won using identity politics to pit groups against each other, incite violence, create anarchy, and then the virus took hold. Private property and businesses were immediately dissolved. Freedom of speech eliminated. Individual freedoms crushed. Economic collapse. Famine. Starvation. Secret police raids. Millions of Russians sent to concentration camps. More people were sent to concentration camps in communist Russia than in Nazi Germany. In spite of practiced horrors in Russia, communism spread, and always by force. Eastern Europe, China, Vietnam, Cambodia, North Korea, Cuba, and parts of Africa fell to communist revolutions and dictators. It's critical to note, this mass death is not caused by foreign forces, but from within. Communism kills in the name of equality. They kill their own people. Communists do not care. They are indifferent to the suffering. Man-made famines and mass starvation in concentration camps are the norm, the cost of social justice. The death toll numbers under communism are staggering. Eastern Europe, 1 million. Vietnam, 1 million. Afghanistan, 1.5 million. Africa, 1.7 million. North Korea, 2 million. Cambodia, 2 million. Soviet Russia, 20 million people. But nowhere is the genocidal, sociopathic bloodlust of communism more evident than the dark history of communist China. China became a communist state in 1949 after a bloody, prolonged civil war led by Mao Zedong. After becoming a communist dictator, Mao joked about the killing of business owners in his own country. 30 million people. We have so many people. We can afford to lose a few. Mao's attempt to industrialize China, known as the Great Leap Forward, murdered more than 45 million people in a few short years, many simply from starvation. A total of 65 million Chinese nationals were murdered under Mao's communism. Mao kept power in spite of the genocide. Communists never give up power, ever. They don't have to. The state is God and you are nothing. Mao's political party remains in power in China to this day, and they exercise an ironclad grip on its people. The Communist Party of China's failed response to the coronavirus cost many innocent people their lives. The virus outbreak, most likely from incompetent management of their own viral labs, was made exponentially worse by the communist regime's inability to admit wrongdoing and warn the rest of the world. These actions directly led to the global spread of the deadly virus, resulting in the deaths of tens of thousands of Americans. But as always, with communism, the worst is yet to come. Many of the organized leftists torching American cities are Marxists. They admit it, they say so, and they are practicing the tenets of communism to the letter.
We are trained Marxists. We are super versed on sort of ideological theories.
Use identity and class division to destroy private property in the name of justice. Demonize capitalists. Publicly persecute those who disagree with you. Incite violence and seize power and control. In 1932, Stalinist-backed communists in Germany formed a group to violently clash with police, terrorize the public, and physically assault their political enemies in the street. The name of that group, Antifasciste Aktion, Antifa. This was their symbol. Their tactics have now moved to our streets, and so have their motivations. Vladimir Lenin and Karl Marx both agreed. The goal of socialism is communism. Power and control. It is always about power and control. What is happening?
So I come in this morning and we're informed there's going to be a protest to defund the police. Well, that's fine. I like protests. Except for they requested a police presence, for their safety at the defund the police event. I shit you not. So I come in.
Elderly white couple was murdered while visiting the grave of their son. You didn't hear about it because the shooter was black, and black people killing white people isn't sensational enough to be newsworthy. Had the tables been turned, it would be on every major media publication across America. But everyone wants to make the issue like black people are being murdered disproportionately by white people. What we really need to start doing is not mentioning people's race when it involves a grisly murder, and just addressing the fact that we can all agree that murder is wrong and that killing people senselessly is wrong, and it doesn't matter what the race of the people are. And honestly, white people are not killing black people disproportionately. The fact that Ahmaud Arbery's story was news was because it was so bizarre. Had it been a regular occurrence, people wouldn't even have clicked on articles or checked hashtags about it. This monster that gunned down these elderly individuals deserved to spend the rest of his life in prison. He got off easy because he didn't have to pay for what he did. But I don't see white people rioting in the streets about it. In fact, I couldn't even find an article that mentioned the shooter's race without doing some extensive digging. If we're going to hold one group of people to a standard, we need to hold another group of people to that same standard. Next time you read a sensationalized story that mentions race, do your own research, and you will discover 99% of the time you're dealing with a situation where someone did something wrong and they happen to be different skin colors. Race is almost never a factor.
Truck could come out in a damn Viagra commercial. Y'all... I'm on their side. Yeah. I'm we Uncle Ruckus. Look, do you realize you're calling me names of fictitious characters? These people don't even exist. You know how stupid that makes you? Yeah. Do you know how stupid it makes you look when you call me a sellout because I don't agree with everything you say? We're about to show y'all a couple videos, and unfortunately, this is not a comedy sketch. This is not Saturday Night Live. This is real life. This is reality. This is not fake news. Yeah, this is not a bad dream. This is real life. This is America.
Racism, anti-blackness, or violence. I will use my voice in the most uplifting way possible. And do everything in my power to educate my community. I will love my black neighbors the same as my white ones.
Excuse me. Hey, excuse me. I work for Black Lives Matter. I'm sorry. I work for Black Lives Matter. I'm sorry that I scared you. But since I work for that company, my CEO has told me to come out today and to bring you on your knees because you have white privilege. So if they see that a white person is getting on their knees, that shows solidarity for the situation. And could you just please apologize for your white privilege? Just apologize.
I am. I'm trying to think of the right words to say because that's a big thing to say.
It's big.
What comes from,
It's large in this country.
I'm incredibly sorry that.
You know, with this country, we have that President Donald Duck, that clown in office. You know, he's brought a lot of bigotry, and you're not a part of it, right? No. And so, you know, just... Okay, you have a great day.
Okay. I don't even know where to begin. He just called our president a bigot, a racist. Right. And this is coming from a man who just put a woman on her knees because she was white. The irony. He said it was to show solidarity. No, that's called oppression. You trying to end racism with more racism. White guilt is real. I think that white guilt, this is serious. White guilt can destroy this country. There's no such thing as white privilege, but I do believe in white guilt. Yeah. I mean, let's go into the white privilege. I mean, I try to tell black folks. Yeah. Look, man, we all are created equal. You know what they call us? A damn sellout. Our Uncle Tom. Well, white privilege is this, right? Yeah. That white people are superior to black people. Yeah. Because of the color of their skin, right? They got it easier. They're smarter. Yeah. They're better because they're white. Yeah. That's what white privilege is. And you being black, you're inferior. You know who agrees with you on that topic? Black people? White supremacists. They be like, man, I've been trying to tell you niggas this for years. For decades. We all are created equal. But I tell y'all, we're all equal. Yeah. I'm Uncle Ruckus. And yeah, I'm a sellout. Look, I'm on your side. I mean, when I explain this to black people, it's like I'm talking to a child that you're equal. Yeah. I tell them that you're equal, but it's like talking to a child. I'm like, man, I would make more progress talking to a damn gorilla. I'm trying to tell them, no, you're equal. You know what the difference is between a poor person and a rich person? Their mindset, man. Y'all act like there's no such thing as poor white people. There's millions of them in this country. They have it rough too. Not everybody's rich that's white. What separates poor people from rich people is mindset. Yeah. Like when I was younger, I mean, I had a horrible mindset. Yeah. Like I had bad credit. It was because of my mindset. Yeah. Right? I would get a credit card. Yeah. I wouldn't pay my bills on time, or I wouldn't pay them at all. Yeah. I just had a horrible mindset. I used to have a horrible driving record, man. My mindset was messed up. Everywhere I went was 180. I built parking lot, 80. Leave my driveway, 80 miles an hour. No, man, I didn't want to follow the rules. My mindset was messed up. I remember you got 3 speeding tickets in one day, within 2 hours. You remember what you said? Why these cops keep pulling me over? It's racism. They're pulling me over because I'm black. No, you were speeding. That's what's up. Like, I seen this video of all these white people. Yeah. I'm like, You know why these white people are doing this? They're showing their true colors to y'all, man. They feel that they are superior to black people. Why else would they do that? Think about it. They actually showing their racism to you. They do think that. They do think they're superior to you. Why else would they get down like that, man? You try to get a white conservative to do that, he's not going to do that. He's not going to stoop to that level because he knows these people, when they get down on their knees, when they succumb to your every need, they actually showing you that they feel that they are far superior to you. That's only further oppressing you. Yeah. Think about this. Black kids growing up, when they see this, young black impressionable minds, when they see this, yeah, they're like, damn, because of my skin, I'm screwed. White people got to give me whatever I need, man. I can't go out and fend for myself. I can't provide for myself. White people got to give me something. That's what white privilege is. It's oppressing you. I don't care how many civil rights bills you pass. If you got the mindset that you're screwed because you're black and white people got it easy on you, your mindset is already messed up. Yeah. You're not going to be successful in life because you're going to feel that you're just going to give up. Yeah. Why trust?
People tend to think of that figure as being servile, but if you second look, you will see something different perhaps. That man is not kneeling on two knees with his head bowed. He is in the act of getting up, and his head is up, not bowed, because he's looking forward to a future of freedom. People have said, well, he's chained to Mr. Lincoln. Closer look, you will see that while there's a shackle on his right hand, he's holding the end of a broken chain, which means he has taken his freedom. He now realizes he's free. So I say, leave it, let it stand. People